Hey everyone, this is Rick Gualtieri, and this is Tales of a Midlist Author. I'm recording this mid-October 2018. Hopefully you're watching it thereabouts. If not, save it for next year's October because it'll be relevant again. But if you're a writer or an aspiring writer, you're probably out there on social media seeing people either saying they're going to sign up for or asking if you're going to sign up for NaNoWriMo. Now, what is that? Well, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It happens every November. It's been going on for several years. There is a website where you can sign up for it, nanowrimo.org. The URL's right here. There's no need to sign up for it. That's more just an official thing. You can actually just kind of do it in spirit. But what it essentially is taking the month of November, 30 days, and writing a 50,000 word novel in that time. First draft, nobody's asking for it to be perfect, but it's kind of I won't say a rite of passage because not everybody does it, but or not everybody has to do it, but it's I guess kind of a bit of a personal challenge, for new writers to see if they can do it, and for existing writers, it's kind of a community thing of hey, let's do this together. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it, and now it's your turn. I think it's a pretty awesome thing. As usual, every year I get a couple of people asking, am I doing it? And every year the answer is pretty much the same, no. And it has nothing to do with not wanting to. It's more that the way my schedule is, I'm almost always either editing or revising in the fall. I usually finish a chunk of writing and at the end of summer, and then fall is all about revisions for me. So while there's a good chance I may clear 50,000 words in November, since it's during revisions, I don't really count it as such. So it's just like a scheduling thing. Am I capable of doing it? Oh yeah, I definitely know my own pace. I know on a good week, I can do 20 or 25,000 words, meaning that technically I probably could crank out NaNo in 2 weeks if I really wanted to. Not bragging, just just saying that's what my pace is. Others can do it faster, others can do it slower, but I think the main thing is it's doable. The question is it doable for you? And really, that's why it exists. It exists as kind of like a good-natured challenge. There's no real peer pressure. It's not like a high school PSA where you go to a party and everybody's like, "Oh, smoke marijuana, dude." If people ask if you're going to do it, that's cool. If you're not going to do it, nobody's going to lose their their shit over you. But the upside of the fact that there's a lot of community doing it means that you can kind of almost make it a good-natured competition. Even if you're not necessarily joining in, you're kind of pacing yourself. You can see, okay, how are other people doing it? How am I doing it? And that's a really good way to judge your pacing, to set that goal and say, okay, I'm going to start now. And one, to see if you have the commitment to do it, and two, to see if you actually have the time to follow up on it or can make the time. In an earlier video talked about this. The reality is almost all of us can find a little bit of time during the day. The question being that, do you have enough time to do 50,000 words in a month? Now, how long is that? Well, if you were to do 2,000 words a day, you would easily hit that and more. 12,500 words a week, which really isn't too much. That's a little more than 1,000 words a day, but assuming you're writing 7 days a week. But it's one of those things where you could step back and be like, okay, well, if I pace myself and I did maybe 3,000 words here or there, as long as I hit that 12.5 number a week, I can finish this. And I mean, the thing with writing is it's one of those things where if you get behind, you can always you can always catch up if you have time, or if you get ahead, hey, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of you. But the reality is, the ask is not really that great, I don't think. And I mean, and albeit I've been doing this for a while, I wouldn't even say over 1 million words published, probably closer to 2 million words at this point published. So I know my capabilities, but if you're starting out, this is a great thing. And like I said, if you're an established writer, it can be a great thing because it can be a great way to connect with your community or with other writers, because this is kind of one of those times when a lot of writers kind of they come out of their shell. They they're on social media, and they want to cheer. They want to let you know how they're doing, and they want to cheer you on as well. This is probably if you're looking for an excuse to go online and connect with others in the writing community, this is the perfect month to do it. And it is one of those months where that whole concept of writing being a lonely thing, I won't say it 100% goes out the window, but it goes out the window a little bit more because so many people are doing it, and so many people are willing to cheer you on, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, so Instagram, what have you. So there's a lot of upsides to doing this. If you sign up at the website, they have quote unquote some prizes. The main prize being that you've written a novel at the end of the month. Because honestly, I don't think you need much more. But they have things like they have discounts and stuff. I think you get discounts from Scrivener. They have some of their sponsors. So if you want to make it official, you can do that. But there aren't really too many downsides. If there is, there's really only one, and that's December. National Do Not Publish Unedited Crap Month. That may be an unofficial designation I just made up, but a lot of us in the writing community do joke about that. All these fresh nano writers, and they're not really sure what they're doing. They they put together a story and they're really proud of it, and they should be. You really should be proud of it. But then they're like, hey, I'm gonna go put it up for Amazon. Forgetting the fact that it's a first draft. So that is really the only downside. And my only caution there is write your novel, finish it, and then go back and revise it, edit it. Preferably hire an editor to help you out with that, and get some opinions on it. Because if it is your first novel, let's be honest. We hear tales out there all the time that that hey, first novels probably are not your best novels. Not necessarily always true, but it is something to take in mind. But don't let the elation of having beaten NaNo kind of overshadow the fact that there's still a lot of steps in this process. But honestly, that's just a minor thing. That's more of a cautionary tale to share with you than than basically saying no, don't do this. Actually, I think if you are looking to write a novel or get into writing, or maybe you're just starting off, I think NaNoWriMo is an excellent thing for you to do. Sign up for it, pace yourself, see how well you can do. If you make it there, awesome. If you don't make it there, hey, maybe you have a lifestyle that just doesn't allow that pace. I'll be perfectly honest. There's no law against taking 2 months, 3 months, a year, 7 years to write a novel. Pacing is entirely up to you. This is really just kind of a bit of a fun challenge, if you will. That's pretty much what it's about. Not too much else to really talk about. Like I said, it's mid-October here, so you have 2 weeks to prep for it. Maybe some time to write up your outline, think of your story, all of that stuff. But 30 days, 2,000 words a day, little over 12,000 words a week. However you get there, it's all good. Anyway, my name is Rick Gualtieri. This is Tales of a Midlist Author, and I will talk to you again really soon.